It's good to see Tony Snow back. But first, to those new details this morning, straight from the woman who's being called the D.C. Madam. She's heading back to court this morning, a morning when so many power brokers are on the edge of their seats wondering who is on her secret list of clients, patrons of her high-class escort service. ABC's chief investigative correspondent Brian Ross, who broke the story, joins us now with more exclusive reporting. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Robin. More names are likely to surface soon. The woman charged with running a high-end escort service in Washington wants to call as witnesses all of her prominent clients, including the man who resigned this weekend as the Deputy Secretary of State, Randall Tobias.
Tobias confirmed to ABC News that he had been a customer of a Washington, D.C. call-girl escort service run by the woman now dubbed the D.C. Madam, Jeane Palfrey. Palfrey has been charged by federal prosecutors with running a prostitution service for 13 years.
You know, Brian, I learned a long time ago, everybody puts their pants on one leg at a time.
Before he resigned, Tobias had spearheaded the Bush administration's program to crack down on prostitution worldwide. Tobias enforced a controversial policy that cut off U.S. foreign aid to groups that provided condoms to third-world sex workers or helped them in any way.
Mr. Tobias was enforcing the anti-prostitution pledge, and the pledge requires organizations essentially to denounce prostitutes.
In an interview for 2020, Palfrey told us she wants to call Tobias and other high-powered customers to testify at her trial.
And I sure as heck am not going to be going to federal prison for one day, let alone, 4 to 8 years here, because I'm shy about bringing in the Deputy Secretary of whatever. Not for a second. I'll bring every last one of them in if necessary.
What Tobias told me on the phone the day before he resigned was that he was a customer and that he used the escort service for some, quote, gals to give me a massage at his condo. He denied there was any sex involved, which is what the D.C. Madam would like him to say in court, because her legal position and strategy is that her service provided sexual fantasy, but no actual sexual intercourse, which would be illegal under the law.
Of course. So who else is on this list?
Well, it's a long list. We've been going through the phone records for the last 4 years, provided to us by Jeane Palfrey, double-checking the names, and there are some very prominent people, lobbyists, lawyers, members of the military, other people in the Bush administration.
We'll be learning more and more about their names. What about the women who worked for the escort service? We understand that they had some prominent positions in Washington as well.
Well, Jeane Palfrey insisted on having a very high-end kind of woman. These were not streetwalkers. She insisted they have at least 2 years of college education. Among the people who worked for her, which we've confirmed, several university professors, researchers, scientific researchers with PhDs, a member of the military who was an officer, and a legal secretary for a very prominent lawyer in Washington.
All right, Brian, thank you again. You broke the story. You'll be reporting on this throughout the week and have a full hour on Friday on 2020. All right, thanks so much. Chris?
All right, now we also have this other story that's rocking Washington this morning.